Let them come.
Hey everyone, this is Arnold98 and we're continuing on with Transformers 1 here with Bumblebee, also known as B-127, or wait, doesn't he have like another name in this movie or something? Anyways, this video was made before the release of the movie, which is September 20th in the US, and I also was not able to attend the earlier screenings, so whatever you see here might not be perfectly accurate to the movie. This guy was actually my first build from Transformers 1. I wanted to show off Prime first because he was a little more interesting, and I built B here in a single weekend, surprisingly. As always, there are PDF instructions on Rebrickable. The link is in the description below. To start here, you're using the Cybertronian car mode, and this thing is kind of a mess. Besides the fact that it's black and yellow and has 4 wheels, the rest of it is kind of jumbled. The front is very smooth though, but it kind of falls apart once you get past that with the random blocks of yellow and black. But I think it's okay because it's a Cybertronian. It's not like a licensed vehicle like a Camaro, so it's not too bad. And the front is very nice with these 2 headlights, a bumper, and I like this black stripe that it widens out and it kind of thins down like the actual vehicle. And the back is kind of messy. This huge chunk is kind of like this weird tail section. The taillights right here are supposed to spread throughout the whole thing, but that would mean the front of the feet would be red, so that's okay. And yeah, this flap hides the head, and the bottom is pretty clean. Unfortunately, he does not roll despite having 4 wheels, but that's a big sacrifice I had to make. For a size comparison, here he is with the minifigure and Ravage, his Rise of the Beast Studio Series figure. And with my Rise of the Beast Mirage, he is basically a deluxe size car. And finally, here he is next to Transformers 1 Optimus, and these two look great together. It's a nice change of pace to be doing Cybertronian vehicles as opposed to real world stuff and robotic animals. And like Prime's transformation, this guy's transformation is really simple but does have a few neat tricks. First, I'm going to take these wheel sections and just rotate them up. They're just on an extra hinge here. And coming to this back tail section, just fold it in and just drop them down, simple as is. And in this black section here, the center is just gonna rotate like this over here and rotate around to fill in the back of the leg. And same for this side. And now he can stand on 2 feet. And next we're going to come to the back and pull these panels up, as well as the center panel, and then grabbing the section from down here. These are going to be the arms, just got to wiggle them out on this double hinge and drop them and bend them at the elbow. And same for this side. And rotate them. And this part is pretty fun. Of course his head is just dangling there, but you want to rotate all this down here and then drop the legs so the yellow part is facing forward as the tile. And then now you can drop this center chest down because this will kind of just lengthens his torso. Fold this top panel up and take these little bits here. These are kind of just filler pieces, and this part is fun. All this will turn 180, so the head is on top, and then you are going to drop the head down and then turn it 180 here, and then these 2 flaps are going to fold onto his shoulders, and this flap here is just going to fold behind the head, and this is just going to drop up. And here's Bumblebee in his robot mode. Oh wait, there's one more step. This is actually very important. You just want to take these panels and fold them back to slim the waist, and now we're done. And spinning him around, you can see this is the better of the 2 modes. There's not much kibble anywhere. His back is accurate because it's just the slab of his roof. And like with Prime, I used a YOLO Park model kit as reference, as you see here. And I'm glad this is a very simple design for Bumblebee. No dealing with door wings or wheels in odd places. Just a nice and simple bot. His head is very simple. It's built similar with Prime and the Travis brick. It's kind of funny with my builds, they're much smaller, but the bot faces in this movie are very expressive. But meanwhile, you just look at this random tile and say, this is supposed to be a face, right? Yeah, you can see his chest with the lights, everything's nice and compact. You got the wheels on his shoulders, as well as these wheel sections on the legs. And once again, I really like this backpack. It does stick out a little bit, but I think that's fine. And like Prime, his articulation is very nice. His head's on this extra strut, so you can kind of look up, but of course it rotates. And these shoulders rotate up here, and the shoulder pads move also separately. And the bend at the elbow, rotation, kind of pretend as a wrist swivel. And of course the kick at the thighs, and then the knees can bend. And there's a slight ankle pivot, very squeaky. And of course the feet can move, mostly for transformation. And of course the biggest sin of this build is that there's no waist swivel. Due to how everything compacts, I wasn't able to fit it in. But now I think about it, that's not really a problem because I don't think I've made a Bumblebee with a waist swivel. None of my Bayformers, Bumblebee Movie, Among Us, G1 builds had a waist swivel, so I think that's fine. And what cool joint is, because of the transformation, you can fold these shoulders backwards, kind of like the opposite of Prime's shoulder joint, so kind of making him look more expressionate. And like Prime, he's still very fun to pose. He almost feels like a non-transforming model. And he actually has a decent amount of accessories. We have parts to swap for his battle mask. You swap out the front of his face with that 1x1 tile, and you swap out this top part with the blue visor, like that. And then of course you have his nice knife hands. These are the Nexonite blade pieces. You actually have to take out the entire wrist, which is something I don't do very often. But you look very nice, and he's ready to slice things up. And you can pose him around like he's Bay vs Prime. And finally we have two hand cannons here. These are just the simple wheel piece. And what you do is you take off the hand and just kind of slot it on. And it's a nice little arm cannon. I haven't seen him use it in any of the promotional material or trailers, so this is something I saw the YOLO Park model have. For a size comparison, here he is with Ravage and a minifigure. And here he is with the Rise of the Beast and 86 Studio Series figures. For my builds, here he is next to my Rise of the Beast Bumblebee, and you can see my Transformers 1B is a little bit taller. I still feel like my Rise of the Beast B is a little better in terms of balancing both modes, but he's kind of fiddly to mess with sometimes. And finally, here he is next to TF1 Optimus. And of course, I make an Optimus and a Bumblebee every year, so here are my contributions for 2024. And they look really nice together. There's actually an official scale chart out, kind of, from the YOLO Park figures. My B looks pretty well to scale. He could be a little bigger, but I think that is fine. And that is it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed Bumblebee here, or B-127, or Badassatron. Just like with Prime, this guy has a much better rollout mode than the vehicle mode. In this guy's case, the vehicle mode is just a weird blob, but I think that's okay. And I realized now, I forgot to show this off, but he does have a slight ab crunch. You can move up and down, like that. And of course, there are instructions on rebrickable. Just look at the link below. And my next build would be Alita 1. She's not quite finished yet, so I'm not sure if the video would be out next weekend. But I'll see you guys then.